Hi, Dana here. Welcome to Sew and Create. I'm glad you joined us today. And here on the channel, we do sewing, crafting, and DIY projects. So for today's project, we're doing a chapstick holder. It's got a key ring so you can hang it on your backpack or your purse, and it makes a great gift. So let's get started. For today's project, the chapstick holder, you're going to need the following supplies. You're going to need some fabric that is 3.5 inches wide by 9 inches long. And I want to talk a little bit about the scale of the design on your fabric. I love this because of course it has owls, but the scale of the design of the fabric is too large. So anytime you're picking fabric, like I would fold that over and you would get a little bit of one of the owls, but you wouldn't get the overall look as if you use this as a bigger piece of fabric. So you want a scale that is a little bit smaller, so when you're making a smaller piece, that you're going to get more of the overall effect of the fabric. So this design would work. It's a little bit larger than what I made the sample from, but it would still work because when I like to test it, I kind of fold it. See, I'm still going to get the overall look of that fabric. The one I've chosen to use is a little bit bigger design, but because it is more spread out and a wider design, you're still going to get the overall look of that fabric design. So just remember that when you're picking your fabrics for small projects, you want to make sure that the scale of your design on your fabric matches the scale of your project. So again, it's 3.5 inches wide by 9 inches long, and you only need the one piece of fabric. Then you're going to need a keychain, and I'm using the keychain kind of hook that opens up. You can find it most of the time in the office supply rather than the other kind, and it's because of how we sew this. It just works a little better to add it after we've finished the project. So you'll need a keychain. You'll need a safety pin to turn. And I'll show you the easiest way to turn a long tube is using a large safety pin. And then you're going to need a ruler for some measurements. And you're going to need a long ruler because we're going to make sure that when we get to a certain point that our fabric is, our piece is 7.5 inches long. So you'll need a long ruler for that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold our tube in half. And we're going to fold it what I call hot dog style or long. And we're going to clip it all the way down. And when I'm folding something that is long like this, I clip the ends first and then go back and clip the middle. And that just typically helps it line up a little better. If you start clipping at one end and keep going, sometimes when you get to the opposite end, it can be a little off. So I always do the ends first and then the middle. So when we go to the machine, we're going to stitch down this long seam right here. So let's go to the machine. Now we're going to sew down this long seam, and we're going to use the full width of our machine foot as our seam allowance, and we're going to start right here at the end to go from this end to the other one. Now we'll go back to the mat and turn it right side out. Now we've made this long tube, and sometimes when you're turning a long tube right side out, it is a little tricky if you're trying to turn it and use your chopstick. So the best trick is take a large safety pin, and you're going to open up your tube, and you're going to put your safety pin right at the top, just on one side of your fabric. So this side is not connected, it's just on this side. Close your safety pin, and then I turn it inside the tube, and I do what I call the inchworm. So I kind of push my safety pin into the tube, and then I'm going to push the fabric onto that safety pin. So the end of the safety pin is right here now, and then I take the back end where I've scrunched it all up and just start pulling it out. And then I'm going to inch it up a little more. Go all the way, and now my safety pin is out, and then I can just turn my tube. And that's the easiest way if you've got a long skinny tube to turn it. It works really quickly. So then we're going to get it turned all the way right side out, straighten it out here, and we're going to roll this seam kind of in our fingers to where it lays nice and flat. And I just put the seam and then wiggle my fingers back and forth, and it makes that seam kind of lay flat against itself. And it also kind of raises the part where you stitched to the top. And we want this seam to go down the side of our chapstick holder. A lot of times I would press the seam down the center back because you wouldn't really see it, but on this project you would see it. So we want to roll that seam and put it on one side, and it really doesn't matter which side you put it on. And then you want to iron it to where it's nice and flat. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our ends, because they are open and we want those to be finished edges, and we're going to turn them inside. Going to tuck them in, and you're going to tuck them in about 1/2 inch. I left the design of this to be a little bit longer, so when you tucked those in, you had plenty of fabric inside, so that it is not as critical as when you stitch your ends getting really close to the end. You can come down a little bit and it'll catch everything. So you're going to tuck it in about 1/2 inch on each end. And when you tuck it in, you want to make sure that you get that to lay as flat as possible. And you want to make sure that it's kind of even all the way across. So it takes a little bit of fiddling, but you can usually get it to work the way you want it to. Then before I press it, I'm going to make sure that it's roughly 7.5 or a little bit more. And I don't want it quite to 8, so I'm going to tuck in one of these ends a little bit more, so I'm closer to that 7.5 inch mark. And the reason for that is so that when I fold my top down and my bottom up to make the pocket, it's not too long for your chapstick, because you want your chapstick to stick out slightly at the top so it's easier to grab. So I want those ends tucked in to where it's around 7.5 inches. And that's pretty close. So then I'm going to take, and I want to press this, iron it really flat at both ends. Because after you iron it, then you can really tell if you've gotten it straight or if you need to make some adjustments. And now is the time to make those adjustments. And that looks pretty good to me. So then we're going to go to the machine, and we're going to take, and we're going to stitch. We're going to fold the top end down 1 inch. I'm going to switch to this ruler because it's a little bit easier to see. I'm going to fold it down 1 inch towards the back. I'm going to clip that. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to fold from the, oh, sorry. We can't do that until we stitch these ends first. So we got to go to the machine, and then we'll fold it back and up to make our pocket. So let's go to the machine. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself, but first thing we have to do is stitch these ends closed. So we're going to start, and I want to try to get as close to that edge as possible that I'm comfortable with. But if you do the inside edge of your foot, it makes it a little deeper, but remember our fabric goes way down in here, so it should be perfectly fine. And I like to start, I've put my seam on the opposite side of where I'm starting so that my machine doesn't have to try to go through all that bulk in the beginning. And then I'm going to roll my needle down in my project to start, and then I'm going to take my thread tails and I'm going to put a little bit of tension on those thread tails when I start stitching to give this a little bit of what I call extra encouragement to get started and go straight. And the reason for that is because we are so close to the edge of the fabric. Then when I get to this side, I'm going to stitch off, back stitch, and then go forward one more time. And we're going to do the same thing for the other end. So again, I'm making sure that my seam is on the opposite side of where I'm starting. I'm starting right there, as close to that edge as I'm comfortable. I'm lowering my needle, and then I'm giving a little bit of tension on that thread. Now we're ready to fold our project up and add our key ring and our pocket. So the top, I'm going to fold towards the back, and I'm going to fold it at 1 inch. And I'm going to flip that. Then I'm going to flip it to the front, and I want my pocket to come up from the bottom. And I'm going to fold it at about 2.5 inches. And I like to take my chapstick and just kind of measure it and make sure that my chapstick cap is poking out above my pocket, because it's easier to grab. And the other thing I want to make sure is that I don't have the part from the back right on top of that pocket edge. So I'm going to pull this up just a little bit further so that I've got a gap between the end of my top where my key ring is going and the top of my pocket. And we're going to clip our pocket first. And then we're going to just stitch right down the sides on both sides of the pocket. And we're going to start right here at the top. And I'm going to use the inside edge of my foot as my guide. Again, I'm going to start with my needle down. Because this is where a lot of the stress on a pocket is, I'm going to stitch and then back stitch and to secure it better. And then back stitch at the end. And then I'm going to start at the opposite end and go this direction on the other side, because it's easier to line it up with my foot. And that's the only reason I'm doing that, is so that when I line it up with the edge of my foot, it's easier from this side. Again, I'm going to use my thread tails and give that just a little bit of tension to start. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do my top pocket, and I'm going to try to stitch right down that same stitching line as I did before, but I want to flip it. My seam is on this side, so again I want to try to start it where I don't have that bulk. And I'm going to try my best to go down that same stitching, but if it's off, it won't really matter. Clip all my threads. Then I'm going to test my chapstick first. Make sure that it fits in my pocket. And I made this kind of snug for chapstick, because if it's on your purse dangling and it gets a lot of movement, I didn't want that chapstick to come out. Then I'm going to take my key ring, and it opens. And this is the reason that we want this type of a keychain holder, is because if we put a keychain ring on there, we would have to kind of bunch it up and it would be a lot harder to stitch. So doing this kind of hook, and then I just tuck the end underneath. And our project is complete. I hope you liked today's project, the chapstick holder. And remember, we have a Patreon page with multiple levels where you can support our channel in that way. And then I also have an Etsy shop with sewing kits and other things. So, see you in the next one.